Our top story tonight, dangerous heat continues across our area. We could see record-breaking temperatures and the heat index could climb above 110 degrees in some areas.
For a first look now at how hot it gets and when we could see some relief, we turn to Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Scott Roberts.
Hey, good evening. It has been a very hot day here in the Coastal Empire and the Low Country. Temperature-wise, upper 90s to 100 degrees right now for us in Richmond Hill. When you factor in the humidity, it is feeling as hot as 115 degrees right now out on Hilton Head west of I-95. Even those locations are feeling as hot as at least 105 degrees this afternoon. As we head into the next few hours, we still have an extreme heat warning in place until 8 o'clock for our coastal communities west of 95. We have a heat advisory in place, and for this evening, it is going to be very slow to cool off. Temperatures still in the upper 80s to middle 80s by 10 and 11 o'clock. Overnight lows will only bottom out in the upper 70s to lower 80s, but it gets hotter for tomorrow, and we will likely at least tie the record of 100 degrees set back in 1995. The forecast high temperature on Wednesday is 99 degrees. We might tie that or break that record. We made it to 99 at least 3 times as far as records go back, but it's really going to be the humidity that will make conditions feel even hotter and dangerous conditions setting up for the next several days. Finally, for the weekend, there is some relief on the way in the way of some rain chances and slightly cooler temperatures. Full details on that coming up.
We'll see you soon, Scott. Thank you. The city of Savannah is opening cooling resources this week as dangerous heat grips the area. Splash pads are also available for people looking to beat the heat, and several public pools are free and open to the public. You can find a full list of places you can go along with their hours at wsav.com/cooling centers.
New at 6, Savannah police say a man accused of breaking into a business is now behind bars. Officers responded to a burglary in-process call along East Victory Drive around 9:12 Friday night. That is where police say they saw 47-year-old Nathaniel Lewis running from the back of a building. Officers chased him and took him into custody, recovering items they say were stolen from a business. Lewis is now charged with 3 counts of burglary along with obstruction and criminal damage to property. Police are also investigating whether he could be connected to other crimes.
Meanwhile, in the Low Country, a man is facing several charges after a shooting in Hardeeville. Police say it happened last night in the area of Wash Drive during a verbal altercation between 2 men who knew each other. Investigators say the victim was shot in the leg and is receiving medical treatment. Police say the suspect, Von Travis Reese, ran from the scene and was arrested a short time later. Reese is facing several charges, including assault and battery of a high and aggravated nature and discharging a firearm within city limits. The investigation is ongoing.
It is being called another layer of safety for people on Hilton Head Island. Armed security officers are now patrolling town parks, part of a new safety plan following the mass shooting at Coligny Beach on July 4th. The security personnel will patrol parks, not beaches themselves. Town leaders say patrols will generally run from late evening through early morning, 7 days a week. The officers are SLED certified and can detain someone until law enforcement arrives. Any arrests would need to be handled by the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office. The town is also not disclosing the cost, only saying the money is coming from its public safety budget.
Having somebody at one of these beach parks, at Coligny Beach Park, or if we have an incident at Fish Hall Beach Park, for example, we'd like to have a mobile patrol that's able to address those issues and deter that activity. So that's a way onto the beach. So now we have a set of eyes and ears. Okay, we've got a large crowd heading down to the beach with fireworks, and we're able to address it and know about it before it happens.
For now, the program is temporary and will run through early fall. Town leaders will then review how well it worked and decide whether to bring the patrols back ahead of next year's tourist season.
A new semester means thousands of college students are settling back into their routines, and for some, living on their own for the first time. That newfound independence can also come with some risks. WSAV's Evan Smoke spoke with a local police chief about some simple steps students can take to help keep themselves and their belongings safe.
Statesboro police say they see a higher number of calls when Georgia Southern is in session, but students are more likely to be victims of crime versus the calls. Interim Chief Aiken spoke to WSAV about the type of calls the department sees when students return to town.
Most of those, especially with the students when they move back in, are on a pretty low level, so more accidents, obviously, roommate disputes, minor issues like that. thefts and different things, more of those that we respond to.
Aikens advises securing your belongings if you're away or impaired.
Situational awareness is a big thing, making sure that you lock up all of your valuables, that when you leave for, say, a weekend or a holiday, that take with you from your apartments, you know, what you value the most, so that you know that that's safe and secure when you come back. Certainly vehicles, securing those.
He adds that if students do drink, they don't get behind the wheel.
Uber is a very easy thing, Uber and Lyft both, and there are some informal services I know that with people that will hire out on the weekends and get people back into. But just make sure also when you're using those rideshare services that you're comfortable and confident that they're legitimate and that they're not something that somebody's representing themselves as at.
Aikens says that the SPD has increased the number of officers compared to the past few years, and this will allow them to better handle the higher volume of calls. Reporting in Statesboro, Evan Smoke, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Wayne County Commissioners are meeting today as questions continue over a proposed data center. Commissioners recently passed new rules regulating where centers can be built and how they can operate. The ordinance requires them to be at least 1,000 feet from schools, places of worship, hospitals, and public parks. It also puts limits on noise levels and water use. During today's meeting, commissioners raised concerns that even if a data center is built outside the county, it could still pull water from the same source used by local residents.
In that area, I think it goes almost up to Macon. Anywhere in that area, when they put a well in and pull the water for a cooling system or whatever they do, it draws off the same aquifer that we are, but we get no benefits from it.
The discussion comes after the Wayne County Industrial Development Authority approved the sale of an industrial park in West Jessup. Officials have not confirmed what is planned for that property.
And the data center debate is also playing out in Statesboro, a rezoning request that could clear the first hurdle for a proposed data center goes before City Council tomorrow night. Developers want to rezone about 27 acres off Buckhalter Road, and that's from high-density residential to office and business use. If approved, developers would have to return to both the Planning and Zoning Commission and City Council for additional approvals. Tomorrow's public hearing is set for 5:30 at Statesboro City Hall.
A growing number of mosquitoes is testing positive for West Nile virus in Beaufort County, and mosquito control officials say the county could be in the middle of an outbreak. WSAV's Danielle Ruddy takes us inside the lab where those mosquitoes are tested and shows us how you can lower your risk.
This lab is where 101 positive tests for West Nile virus have been confirmed. Beaufort County officials say protecting yourself can be as simple as what you wear. Lighter colors are recommended because darker colors can actually attract mosquitoes.
We're in the middle of what could be considered a West Nile outbreak with so many mosquito positive samples that we've had.
This is an example of what a mosquito that carries West Nile virus looks like. Beaufort County's Mosquito Control Lab allows officials to test samples locally and get results quickly. Because of the recent increase in positive samples, mosquito control leaders encourage you to take precautions when spending time outside this time of year. The best way to protect yourself is to use an EPA-approved insect repellent. Also, avoid being outside at dawn and dusk because that is when mosquitoes that carry the virus are most active. I spoke with the lab director who told me what steps homeowners can take to keep mosquitoes away.
So the species that transmits West Nile virus are container breeders for the most part. So they'll deposit their eggs in man-made containers, but they can also deposit their eggs in ditches, storm drains. But the thing that homeowners can do is to make sure you don't have any standing water in containers around your home.
Beaufort County Mosquito Control says it's increasing the amount of mosquito traps in the areas where the virus has been detected. In Beaufort County, I'm Danielle Ruddy, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Now, Time Saver Traffic, sponsored by Arrowhead Clinic, the accident doctors, where it pays to get well.
For our Monday evening commute, no major crashes around the area to report, and drive times for the most part pretty close to normal. Just a minor delay along 16 westbound as you head through the Pooler Parkway area, but that drive does improve as you head further to the west. But right now, taking just about a half an hour from downtown Savannah to Pooler. If you're heading down to Richmond Hill, under a half an hour at the moment. Weather-wise, it is going to be very hot for the next few days. Factoring the humidity, we will have heels-like temperatures approaching 115 degrees at times, but it does does get better in time for the weekend. We'll have the full details coming up.